Hey, this is Brayden.
And this is Jason the Dad, and welcome to BSBN.
Brayden Sports Broadcasting Network.
Brayden is 9 years old, loves to talk about sports, so we figured why not do a YouTube TV show about sports where Brayden just gets to talk about sports. So this is our first episode of BSBN, and we've got 3 things we're going to do today.
Yep.
We're going to do our weekend review.
Uh-huh.
And then you have an inquiry / update that you're concerned about. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do a segment we call 3 on 3, and we'll tell you about that when we get there. So, weekend review, number 1 headline that Brayden wants to talk about because he might be a Broncos fan. Broncos beat the Steelers. What do you think about that, Brayden?
So I'm surprised because this is the second game the Broncos have beat a top 10 team. Because they just beat the Chargers, and now we're beating an awesome team that's 7-2-1, and then we beat them by a touchdown.
So the Broncos can't win against average teams, but we beat the good teams.
Yeah, I'm surprised they can beat the Steelers and Chargers, yet we can't beat the number 3 Chiefs. That's what I'm surprised about.
Well, the Chiefs are really good this year. You think the Broncos are going to be in the Super Bowl?
I think they're going to make the playoffs.
You think they're going to win out and make the playoffs? All right, you heard it here first. Brayden thinks the Broncos win out to make the playoffs. All right, our second headline from the weekend in review is the Cardinals started the game against the Chargers on a 10-0 run. They came out of the gate hot. Brayden, how did the game end?
I'm surprised because you're down 10-0, end of the game 45-10 Chargers. So it's not, because the Chargers are probably still a top 20 team, but the Cardinals are number 30 or 29 in the league.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised because Larry Fitzgerald got a touchdown, field goals, and then they can't score any more points.
But they're not a good team.
Yeah.
But you're surprised that a bad team couldn't beat a good team.
Kinda,
okay.
Chargers just lost it. And Phillip Rivers got 28-29 completions and attempts.
Very good, very good. All right, so switching up from pro football to college football, we used to live in the great state of Virginia, rivalry weekend. UVA, Virginia Tech, thoughts on the fact that the Hokies beat the Cavaliers?
Yeah, I'm surprised because a 4-6 team is beating a 7-4 team.
That's why we play sports, though, because the worst team doesn't always beat the better team.
Yeah, and the Hokies nearly lost, but thanks to that quarterback, they almost got a pick 6. But thanks to that quarterback, he pushes the referee down and just shoots him out of bounds. And I'm like, oh my word, this is just what a quarterback should do every time when there's a pick 6.
So quarterbacks should just knock people down.
Yeah, just like
awesome.
A quarterback.
Just like because a quarterback should knock people down. So that's fantastic. All right, so the 4th on our weekend review out of 5, staying in the college world, but switching to college basketball now. Gonzaga beat Duke. What do you make of that, Brayden?
So it's crazy that Duke, you're down 12, then you come back and make a tie, but you still lose 89-87. Me and my dad thought they could go into an overtime.
Definitely, we're thinking overtime.
Yeah, but he wanted Gonzaga to win since he's a Tar Heels fan, so
Yes, I am. All right, so that was number 4. So the 5th and final, staying with basketball, but switching back to the pros, Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Houston Rockets, and that blew your mind this week.
Yeah, I saw 2 days ago, I saw the score on my TV, and I'm like, oh my word, the worst team beats the top 5 team.
Totally. We didn't watch that game, though, did we?
No, but I saw the score, and I'm like, oh my word.
Do you think the Cleveland Cavaliers are that good?
No, they're 3-13.
So what does that say about the Houston Rockets?
That they're not the best. Even
They're
though you're
obviously not
top
the best.
5, you probably drop number 9 or 10.
All right, so that's your weekend in review, our top 5 stories from this past weekend of football. I personally could have gone with my personal favorite, Kirk Cousins, dropping 346 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Green Bay Packers. Hello, but it's not my show, so good job with the top 5. Now, you're concerned about a player who got injured a couple weeks ago. Who's the player, and why are you concerned?
Alex Smith, because his left ankle literally just twisted around like a little toy.
Like a little toy.
Yeah, because it went all the way around, and he broke 2 bones in his leg, then his femur.
Mm-hmm. His tibia and fibula.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he gets better. So
Yeah.
Alex Smith, if you're out there, we'd love an update, but we're praying for you. In fact, I picked Brayden up from Sunday school on Sunday morning, and his teacher said, oh yeah, Brayden, our Alex Smith prayer warrior. So much prayers and love to you, but we would love an update if if you could give us one. And so we'll reach out to you on social media for that update, because that'd be cool to follow up in our episode number 2 with the response from Alex Smith. So our final segment, so we did weekend review, we did our injury update on Alex Smith, and so our final is what we call 3-on-3. I'm going to ask Brayden 3 questions. He's going to ask me 3 questions. Anything in the world of sports, we're going to go back and forth. So I'm going to ask the first question, Brayden, in your opinion, who is the best running back in the NFL?
Okay, that's hard because Philip Lindsay, he's got more than like 70 yards a game, and he's going to make 1,000 yards for a rookie, and I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
There you go, Philip Lindsay for Rookie of the Year. He's a Broncos fan. Okay? So Philip Lindsay's your answer? Fantastic. That's great. Philip Lindsay, best running back in the NFL from a very biased Broncos fan.
Yeah.
Go Broncos. All right, what question do you have for me?
Do you think the Broncos will make the playoffs at 4-6?
So my opinion might differ a little bit from Brayden's. Brayden is convinced we're going to win out.
I think we go 9-7 because
9-7 now.
Because we might go to beat the Chargers. Because if you're 9-7, but
I personally think the Browns are getting a little hot right now, and so I don't know that we're going to get past the Browns, but we'll see. But I'm going to say they're going to make the playoffs because I love you, and I don't want to disappoint you.
But I promise you this:
the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. All right, next question from me. Okay, the Broncos play the Bengals this weekend.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Okay? So I'm asking you to predict for the sports nation, the sports world, everybody who's watching BSBN right now, what's going to be the final score and who wins the Broncos-Bengals? Well, we know you've already picked the Broncos to win. So what's the final score of the Broncos-Bengals game?
Well, the Bengals just got destroyed by the Browns, who were the worst team last year. So I think we can beat them like 35 to 20, just this lose to the Browns the Bengals had. Or it might be close, 21-20.
Well, which one's it? It's either 35-20 or 21-20. Pick one right now.
21-20.
21-20. A nail-biter of a game. All right, you've got another question for me. Question number 2 from Brayden.
So who would be the NBA champion? Who will make the NBA championships?
Who will be in the NBA championships? I'm going to go Boston, Oklahoma City.
Why? Why do you think those 2 teams?
Because that's who I pick. That's all I've got. I don't have any reasons. I don't have 9-year-old sports logic working inside my head. I'm just going, I think it's going to be new teams. Boston's not super new, but I think this is the year OKC breaks through. And, there you go. Sorry, Carmelo. Oklahoma City, Boston Celtics in the championship. All right, my third and final question to you. Do you think the Rams-Chiefs game from Monday Night Football, highest scoring Monday Night Football game, 3rd highest scoring game in the NFL history, do you think the Rams-Chiefs on Monday night was a sneak peek into the Super Bowl?
That's a hard one. I think it's a maybe because the Texans have gone...
So maybe doesn't count. It's either yes, it was a sneak peek into the Super Bowl, or no.
No, because the Texans have got 8 straight wins, and the Saints, 10 straight wins?
So are you calling the Saints and the Texans?
Yeah, because...
You heard it here first. Saints and Texans, BSBN, Super Bowl prediction. All right, your third and final question to me.
Do you think Duke will come back and be number 1?
I think Duke probably, as the season goes on, breaks into number 1, but it won't matter because the Tar Heels will beat them in the final game of the season on rivalry weekend and spoil Duke's. Duke is probably going to be a number 1 in the tournament, but I don't think they finish the season number 1 overall. Go Tar Heels. All right, so this has been our first installment of BSBN, which stands for
Brayden Sports Broadcasting Network.
I'm Jason, and this is Brayden, the star of the show. We'll see you next week. Peace.